kids already had their fun. Now it's the adults' turn. Because the best anime in the world is back. And go ahead and comment its name down below. The 6-month drought is finally over. We're finally back on Egghead. Man, I can't even put into words how much I missed Sundays like this. The seagulls are casually flying by. And even Laboon shows up to remind us that One Piece is already pretty old, but not older than you, buddy. Wait a second. Isn't that the same seagull from the Netflix live action? One Piece multiverse confirmed. And then the seagull just yells out, "Free shipping!" Yeah, it's holding a newspaper with a quick recap of what happened. Back on Egghead, which, for someone like me with ADHD, definitely means I'm gonna need to rewatch everything again. And now you're watching a recap of a recap. Thanks, man. What a trip. The clash between Luffy and Lucci was insane. I totally agree. But the real plot twist is that Adam Sandler's coming after the Straw Hats. The whole world's already gossiping about it. And every time we get some background characters gossiping, the classic characters also pop up. Everyone's scared Garp might have kicked the bucket. Even the mayor's losing his patience and reminds everyone. In One Piece, nobody really dies. Well, almost nobody. Ace flashbacks. The old guy gets so worked up he wakes up Shanks Jr. Good thing Makino isn't a feminist. This scene is basically a hint that Two Piece is real, and it's gonna be about Shanks' son. Wait, who even is this guy with the rooster chin? The tough old lady is all worried about Luffy and Garp. She's thinking about them and crying in full 3D. That's exactly what happens every time I say I'm moving out. Out of nowhere, Itachi's crows fly across the sky. And the ground starts shaking, like we're watching Deadliest Weights. The whole East Blue is trembling. Did I accidentally start Attack on Titan without noticing? Actually, scratch that, the whole world is shaking. So yeah, it's probably the rumbling for real. Just look at the chaos the world's turned into. That's what happens when they keep us without One Piece for 6 months. And the jerk who ordered Lelougia to meet up with Ace? Yeah, he's just out here chilling, having a picnic with the squad. Look at the size of that destruction. They did the same thing to southern Brazil. Folks in Bikaland are furious now that they've got no beach left to run on. I had a fish like that once in Angry Shark. No one's really sure why the sky's gotten so dark. I mean, Shinron doesn't exist in this world, right? Back to Egghead Island, the entire Navy is on its way there. Even Adam Sandler's tagging along, claiming Click 2 is being filmed on location. Then a sea beast shows up. It looks like one of those cheap $1 toy snakes. Until Adam very politely gives it a warm welcome. Sentomaru's already annoyed, cause Ibama agents are watching this recap. And Adam's just like, hey, it was self-defense, alright? New intro just dropped. Hit that like button. And this next one, that's your cue to subscribe, crewmate. After all that running, I'm feeling like Minato out here. Kizaru just clocked out for his break. And he's casually eating Naruto's favorite food. Meanwhile, the pacifistas start walking around like colossal titans. Adam Sandler tells Sentomaru to give up. I mean, the guy's on his lunch break. Then we get a flashback to when Kizaru was just a regular worker, fixing light bulbs. And Sentomaru was out there rocking a coral belt in judo. Adam lets him know he's only got 5 minutes left for lunch. And so far, no one realizes there's a freaking Gorosei on board. The blind marine starts feeding the old man some info. Dude basically sums up all of Egghead Part 1 in under 3 minutes. He even says his source was Davy Jones, the biggest One Piece fan in the universe. And he's casually tossing a sausage into his mouth while explaining everything. Then he drops the real bomb. You know CP0, the crew we dumped all our funding into? Yeah, turns out it would have been better to bet on the slot machines. They all got wiped out and taken hostage. Meanwhile, Luffy and the gang are completely cornered. So the old guy asks, where are the Egghead employees? And blind guy says they all quit and are planning to sue the company. Oh, and apparently Bonnie was spotted on the island too. A collect call starts coming in. Kizaru complains, man, I'm still on break. But the DJs insist, you gotta hear this one. It's York on the line. And she's yelling at the Gorosei because she has a life insurance policy with them. But they tell her Egghead Island isn't covered. So she snaps back, don't bother me anymore, I've got the Seraphims with me. Stop fantasizing about York, crew. She's a robot, bro. Get it together. The Gorosei ask if she knows how to build that weapon. She just laughs like, buddy, I've already made 2 of them. Then she makes them promise not to hurt her. Poor girl doesn't realize their promises are about as real as a politician's. She also makes them promise she'll become a celestial dragon. And they're like, sure, sweetie. You'll even get to meet Oda himself. So she goes, great. Then hurry up and rescue me from these lunatics. Luffy just smiles at her, with the same face I make when I crack open my phone's front camera. Then he casually starts munching on some meat. while you're over here admiring this video's thumbnail. Nami asks Luffy, so, what are we gonna do with her? Luffy replies, immoral things. Just kidding, he only wants to use her as a human shield to escape. Sanji shows up offering pancakes to Bonnie. Easy there, Sanji, that's how you catch a case. I gotta say, Frankie's new voice threw me off so hard I almost lost it. But Chopper, still the same adorable little fluffball as always. Rob Lucci is watching like, dang, York really got the Gorosei's respect like that. Then Luffy tells Usopp to hand him the phone, because this collect call is about to go wild. And Luffy bursts in yelling, yo, what's up, you retirement fund geezers? My name is Monkey D. Monkey, and I'm gonna be king of this whole dang thing. Usopp's already freaking out from that bold entrance. Then Luffy drops the bomb. We've got Einstein with us. And if you want York, full package and all, tell your ships to get outta our way. That look Nami's giving? It's because you still haven't subscribed to the channel, you sneaky slacker. Everyone's shook by Luffy's challenge. Vivi's all worried. And Luffy, well, look at that super concerned face of his. The Gorosei try throwing a bait question to get info from Luffy. And if it weren't for Robin, he would have definitely taken it and spilled everything. Luffy thinks he already scared everyone off. But Usopp, the king of truth and lies, knows the real deal. Then the old guy with dreads lays out his priorities. York, for obvious reasons. Punk Records, because apparently it has lost episodes of El Chavo. And the factory, where you can literally build a doomsday weapon. Everything else, yeah, that can get nuked if needed. Suddenly, York starts crying and yelling that Palmeiras is the best soccer team in the world. But Nami, a hardcore Corinthians fan, hits her with a smack like, yeah, at least my team's got a world title. Chopper, being the adorable bean he is, asks Robin if she's okay. And I'm betting she is. She even thanks our doctor, who nearly explodes with joy hearing that. Einstein also thanks them, glad he didn't end up getting turned into a Bahia-style barbecue. We get a flashback of alternate universe Usopp getting absolutely wrecked. He tries to square up with Zoro, but his back cracks louder than mine when I get out of bed in the morning. Lilith starts crying, cause she thinks Pelopunk kicked the bucket. But surprise, he didn't, my dude. Usopp tells her to shut up, cause he's trying to listen to Javam Pan. And even the Den Den Mushi looks annoyed right now. Meanwhile, down below, there's even a guy casually munching on some McFries. All the Seraphim are grounded, locked inside these special bubbles that nullify their powers. Frankie thanks her for letting them go. But real talk, if it weren't for Luffy, they would have been trapped in there for like 6 months straight. Jinbe catches on real quick. She only did it, cause Minnie Hancock has a soft spot for Luffy. Luffy says thank you and she starts tearing up. I mean, same. If Luffy thanked me, I'd be emotional too. York is still just chilling in that same pose. She taunts Lilith like, girls with short hair are a red flag. Lilith's ready to throw hands. Side note, do you agree with her? Drop a comment and let me know. Einstein says there's no way out unless they disable the barrier. The problem? York's the only one with the password, and she's not sharing it anytime soon. I swear I forget this Vegapunk's name every single time. Kaku notices Lucci's being way too quiet. Lucci just turns and goes. And what about Kiko? Pause for a quick reminder. Drop that juicy like if you haven't already. And hey, if you just saw this other little cutscene pop up, that means you already subscribed. Stussy shows up, confirming what we all knew. One Piece is officially rated M now. She drops the bomb. We're surrounded. It's game over. Sanji throws in a little flirt, nothing too crazy. But hey, I actually missed that side of him. Nami points out there's only one direction the log pose is showing. And Einstein drops the bomb. That path leads straight to Elbaf. Yes, my friends, the long-awaited Promised Island. At this rate, the anime will only get to this arc in like 2050. Until then, they've got to figure out how to get off Egghead Island. That's when Einstein suggests using the Vegazord to carry the Sunny and bounce out of there. Only catch, the Vegazord runs on Wi-Fi. So the second they leave the coverage area, it's game over. Frankie's like, no worries, we'll just use the boost camp after that. He and Einstein do a little fist bump, cause both of them are addicted to Coca-Cola. And no, I'm not sponsored, unfortunately. The Vegapunks start searching for deals on Amazon. And if you're also hunting for some discounts, check out the link in the description. Luffy's ready to jump into the next arc immediately. They all head toward the Sunny, with Luffy carrying nothing but food on his back. Still complaining, not enough. I'm bucking right now. He even wonders if Bonnie was just PMSing earlier, since she went from full meltdown mode. to suddenly being all cute and calm. Meanwhile, Adam enters the room where Dreadlock Grandpa is. Bro, how is that bottle of wine still not empty? The old man thinks Adam will be able to access Egghead's system, because the island is made of lasers, and Adam himself is made of light. What kind of cracked out logic is that? Adam's like, okay, but what about my buddy Toru? And the old man just hits him with, Jackie Chan adventures ended years ago, kid. And now, attention my friends, because things are about to go completely nuts. They even called in Chopper's grandpa. Or is that Ziggs from League of Legends? My Uncle Longneck is back in the anime too, along with Sabretooth from the X-Men. They make it to the sunny. But hold up, check out Adam's power level. He's charging up a seriously cursed Kamehameha. Toru's hyped, cause it's about to go full chaos. And now the colossal Kumas start moving too. But plot twist, that whole Kamehameha from Adam Sandler? It was actually a teleportation move. He totally trolled us. Everyone's stunned. And I mean really stunned. Cause boom, that explosion was wild. Hope Egghead Island has good insurance. Luffy already noticed that there's a total maniac on the island. And in the next episode of One Piece, a rat's gonna destroy a whole ship. Adam Sandler faces off against Toru. Sanji shows up with a .38 revolver. And Rob Lucci runs like Naruto. So you already know what to do, right? To make sure you don't miss the chaos, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.